We are live.
All right.
I've got, let's see, get this stuff situated.
So as you can tell, I'm at the firehouse tonight, and Amy's at home. Hope you can hear me okay. Where I'm sitting in the gym is right next to the laundry room, and someone's drying clothes. So hopefully that
I don't
isn't
hear any
too
of
much
that.
distraction. Okay, good. So let's say hi to Zen Incense Shop, Big Dreams Homestead, Southern Ohio Prepping, Where to Begin Homestead, Built on the Rock Homestead, Wendy Benjamin, Campetin Family Compound, and I think that's everybody so far.
Did you get Big Dreams? Because she posted early.
I did. Tonight's topic is fire safety, and that was suggested by Anne Marie at Big Dreams Homestead. So thank you very much for that. We're late. We're always late, it seems. Little Frenchie in Big Texas. Good to see you.
Again, that's my fault.
So tonight, because I'm at because I'm at the firehouse, and because Gil at Campetin Family Compound is going to be going live in 1 hour, we're going to stick to 1 hour. So we have a lot to get through tonight. So we're going to go ahead and get things rolling. Halfway home, good to see you.
Are you going over channel members or not tonight?
Yes. Quickly going through channel members. We have 21 channel members now. Heirloom Permaculture, Eyes 2C, Big Dreams Homestead, who again suggested our topic for tonight. Warren Lewis, Grandma So Happy Homestead, Nunya, Texas on the Back 20, Grow Where You're Planted Homestead, Making Lemonade from Lemons, Dutch Off-Grid Homesteading, His Way Homestead, Melinda Elliott, Christine Beadle, North Shore Preparedness, From Kate's Kitchen and Inside Kate's Kitchen, All the Things Acres, Southern Blessed Homestead, The Tinkerer's Wife, Gary B., Homesteading with the Heberts, and Zen Incense Shop. If you missed last week, we got a great, an awesome package from Zen Incense Shop.
That's what took up most of my day.
Yeah, Henry sent us the 12 volumes of Foxfire books, and I've only actually had the time to peruse one of those so far.
Yeah, I only went through one of them today, and that was just, there's no way I could read an entire one in a day. So I was kind of skimming over little bits of this and little bits of that, and it's pretty interesting books, though.
I have not seen Heirloom Permaculture yet in the chat, but on his suggestion, and because he became a member last week, we did make a hurricane custom emoji for the members. So you guys can play with those custom emojis. Those are a lot of fun.
Big Dreams, I definitely would be reading nonstop, but there's other things that need to be done too. So I have to kind of share my time.
Halfway home, I think I told you hello. All right. So real quick, kind of to recap current events. Facebook went down Monday for, I think it was about 5 hours it went down. And it just so happened to coincide with a whistleblower who did a 60 Minutes interview the day before. It aired the day before. So, I mean, coincidence? I don't know.
Big Dream says the hurricane emoji doesn't show up for her.
Uh-oh.
You may not have done it right.
I may not have done it right. I'll have to check. I'll do that after the stream tonight.
I let Brett take care of that today, so, you know.
Yeah, and it's been a busy day because some of the crews did some training today, so they were out of service. So my truck, my ladder truck, was pretty much covering the entire city. Not alone, but because there were.
You're the only ladder truck in service.
No, there was one. There was two others, but yeah. Anyway, we covered a lot more areas. Zen Incense Shop and Nunya, Texas on the Back 20 both were able to do the hurricane emoji. So
Hmm. That's weird.
So I thought fire safety and prevention
Hey,
would be an
Southern Blast.
appropriate topic tonight because number one, I'm here at the firehouse, and number two, October is Fire Safety Month. So it's just as good a time as any to talk about fire safety. So I'm switching over. I won't be able to see you or the chat, Amy, while I'm reading this, but
You
here we go.
actually can if you minimize the screen and slide it over. You could at least see the chat.
Oh yeah, there we go. I should have just asked my tech guru. All right, so
YouTube just hates me. Oh, Anne Marie, I hate that.
So
I'm going to check and see and make sure that everything is done because sometimes if it's not quite sized right, then it won't show up.
So here's something. I'm just going to read it to you guys. It's in 1910 there was a big fire in Lake Charles. Lake Charles is the city that I work for. Sorry about that. And I love history, but this really pertains to the topic tonight here. This is an article. Let me see. I'm not sure who wrote it. I'm not seeing the author. But anyway, so here goes. On Saturday afternoon, April 23rd, 1910, a fire destroyed 7 city blocks in Lake Charles, Louisiana, causing over $750,000 in property damage. Now, $750,000 in 1910 translates to $21.6 million today. The fire started behind a row of buildings on Ryan Street. Ryan Street is the main highway that runs north and south through Lake Charles, including the unoccupied Opera House, Guns Bookstore, and a soft drink stand. The fire spread down Ryan Street to the Immaculate Conception Catholic Church, Historic City Hall, and the parish courthouse. In Louisiana, we have parishes. It's the same as counties. Eventually destroying a swath of downtown 2 blocks wide and half a mile long to the southeast. The fire raged for 4 hours and consumed 109 commercial buildings, residences, government offices, and churches. So the significance of that, not only do I love history, but when it comes to homesteading, prepping, things like that, we like to. Are we still on?
Yeah.
Okay. I lost my tab for a second. Okay, so we like to bring things kind of back to a primitive state of being, I guess. That's kind of the goal. And in doing so, we build a lot of wood. Sometimes we cut corners. We shouldn't. We really shouldn't, but we sometimes cut corners on DIY projects, and we may eliminate some of the safety aspects that have been implemented throughout the years. So tonight, these are the things that we're going to be touching on. Suburban Hillbilly, good to see you. Facebook was put in Facebook jail. I just saw that. All right. So general fire safety. I'm sorry?
I said that wasn't late at all.
All right. General fire safety. Okay, these are things that a lot of people have learned throughout their lives, including myself. You want to have a family escape plan. This is for in case your house catches on fire. Have a family escape plan. Have a meeting place outdoors that's reasonably far from your home. And practice that safety plan often.
Especially if you have little kids.
Especially if you have little kids. Good point. You want to get out and stay out. There is nothing inside your house that is worth going back in for. Um, some may argue, and I get it. I understand some pets are members of the family, and it's very, very tempting to go back in and save your pet. You're just going to have to make your own call on that. But the general word of advice is get out and stay out. Smoke and heat rise.
I'll be right
So stay
back.
low. Huh?
I'm gonna be right back. The cat is attacking the toilet paper.
Oh boy. Okay. Smoke and heat rise, so stay low. Crawl if you can, especially if the room is starting to have some smoke in it. Know your exits, of course. That goes back to the family escape plan. Feel a door. Before you open a door, feel it with the back of your hand before you open it. And the reason for that is because you don't want to grab a knob because it's made of metal and it's a good conductor of heat. You could easily seriously burn your hand before you even realize it. You want to check. The reason why you want to do that is because if you open a door, then you're introducing fresh air to, or potentially introducing fresh air to a room that may be on fire. And when you introduce oxygen to a fire, that's bad news because fires breathe just like people do. Dial 911 from outside the house, from a neighbor's house, something along those lines. Amy, are you there? I'm not seeing.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Suburban Hillbilly is asking for prayer.
I got it.
Okay.
I was writing it down, just trying not to interrupt you.
Okay. All right.
And Sean is here.
I see that. Welcome, Sean.
Sean from Canada, not Sean from Alaska.
Right. Down on 911 from outside the house. I just said that. If your clothes are on fire, stop, drop, and roll. Everybody knows this. Hi, Karina. That was left-handed, but yeah. Keep combustible materials at least 3 feet or 1 meter for Sean away from open flames or heat sources.
It's only for Sean.
Only for Sean. No. For everyone who's not in the U.S. 3 feet is about 1 meter. Store gas cans, diesel, propane, kerosene, lamp oil, all those sorts of things. Store those properly. Of course, we all know that electricity and water don't mix. We want to make sure that we don't overload electrical circuits. And that goes back to what I was talking about with some DIY projects. We tend to cut corners. So we want to be real careful, especially if we don't, if the wrong amperage of circuit breaker has been installed. You could overload a circuit and it not trip. Ensure that your electrical cords are free from damage, and don't run electrical cords underneath rugs and things like that, because that can spell bad news as well. Now, this one, some of you guys may be able to elaborate better than me because I don't have experience with fireplaces and chimneys and stuff. Keep your fireplace flue clean and free of soot buildup, and keep the hearth free of clutter. I know back in the old days, we used to cook on the hearth. That's where the Dutch ovens came from.
Anne-Marie said that's why I'm rewiring and going overkill on the circuits.
There you go.
And then you have Southern Ohio prepping that says, you mean the old penny under the fuse trick is bad?
Yeah. Never use a bolt as a fuse. Yeah. These all spell bad news, guys. All right. So smoke and carbon monoxide detectors. It's recommended to install smoke and carbon monoxide or CO2. Oh, some people say CO2, but CO2 is carbon dioxide, and that's the air that we breathe out. It's carbon monoxide, so it's CO. It's recommended to install smoke and CO detectors on every level of your home, one in each bedroom and one in each common area. That's a minimum. Oh,
Okay,
Gil
Camp
said
Patton
also
said,
keep a screen in front of your fireplace.
yeah,
Good. Thank you for elaborating on that.
clean chimney every year before heating season, and also inspect it throughout the heating season. See, that's
There you go.
something I wouldn't know.
Right. Thank you guys for elaborating on that. I appreciate it. Test your smoke and carbon monoxide detectors monthly. Change the batteries every 6 months. Also have fire extinguishers staged in places that fire is being used. One in the kitchen, maybe one in the garage, one in the shop. Those kinds of things. And
One
know how to
thing my
use them.
parents used to do is test the smoke detectors in the middle of the night.
Elaborate.
To test our response, to make sure that we would wake up, hear the noises, figure out what was going on, and follow our emergency plan.
There you go.
That was one thing my mom was really big on when we were growing up. I hated it. I really hated it. Nobody likes being woken up in the middle of the night to this horrific beeping noise. But
Tell me about it.
Well, okay, shush. But her thing was not just wake up and come into the living room and talk to everybody, It was actually get up, follow the game plan, and meet outside.
Right.
And
Right.
I mean, there was times that they went all overboard and stuff and put furniture in front of one of the doorways, so you had to go to another doorway, and
That's good though. That's good practice.
I understand that, but it's also irritating as a teenager in the middle of the night when all you want to do is sleep.
Where to Begin Homestead says, do you need carbon monoxide detectors even if you don't use gas? I thought it was just for wood or gas users, or gas or wood users. But it's good to have anyway, because you never know when you might have to rely on wood or gas. If you don't have that in your house and you don't expect to ever have it, probably you don't really need it. But even oil lamps, if they're in a small enough space, I could imagine that they would put off some carbon monoxide. So it's still good to have.
Most of your newer model fire smoke detectors double as a carbon monoxide detector as well.
Right. It'll tell you on the package. Hey, Paul. All right, let's see. Things you may not have thought about if you have a junk drawer.
Ah, there you go.
What's that?
If I use propane, do I need a carbon monoxide detector? Yes.
Yes, it's good to do.
Gil said a smoldering fire will produce CO.
That is true. Yes, it will.
In the last ice storms up here, my neighbor lost both his father and grandmother due to carbon monoxide, running the generator too close to the house. Yep. There was a lot of fatalities after the hurricanes. And most of the lives lost to the hurricanes were due to carbon monoxide, not the actual storm itself.
No, there are no stupid questions, so don't say that. But if the pipeline exploded again outside, would the CO detectors inside go off? If there was fire involved in the explosion, potentially it could, yes. Maranatha, 5 Virgin Purpose. Garden for cheap.
Hey, Rachel. We were talking about you yesterday. It was a good thing.
Gil says, when I wouldn't make my wife mad, she produces CO2. Oh boy. Anyway, a junk drawer, if you have 9-volt batteries and steel wool and they come in contact with one another, they can cause a fire because steel wool is made up of tiny fibers of metal that create a lot of resistance. Where there's resistance, there is heat. So
I did not know that for the longest time. I had no
a
idea.
9-volt battery and steel wool is a good way to start a fire in a pinch. If it's a good alternate way to start a fire if you don't have a lighter.
Yep.
Klingon Princess, good to see you. Another thing that we have on many homesteads is hay. Decomposing wet hay produces heat and can spontaneously combust. I've seen it happen. That was one of my coworkers started to walk in and then he did the whoop and backed out slowly.
Mysterious visitors. Anne Marie said, I thought it was a 9-volt and any metal.
No, it can be a 9-volt and a gum wrapper if it's cut a certain way. And we probably should do a video on that actually. But it's the high resistance. Like I said, the tiny fibers of metal in steel wool create resistance, and that's what creates the heat. The same concept happens in the older incandescent light bulbs. It glows, the bulb glows because in there is a filament, which is just a fancy name for a metal thread, basically. And the resistance that gives creates heat, produces light.
And yes, Rachel, I promise we were talking nice about you.
Hey, Amanda.
I was kind of hoping, I knew you were, I knew Brett was texting with you, and I was kind of hoping you were going to say that you were, coming down for a visit.
Prayers for you, Amanda. Waiting on a test result.
Oh, no.
Okay, so switching topics just a little bit here. The next tip is to create a defense space around your home by removing trees and shrubs to help prevent wildfires from spreading to the home. Also, keep prairie grasses cut to a max height of 4 inches at least 100 feet from the home. Down here in Louisiana, we have more marshland than anything. We don't have big wildfires like they do out in the West Coast.
No, but the marsh fires do happen.
It happens, yes.
Yeah. Rachel says she wishes she could get away for a while. She just needs to run. Pack a bag, get in your truck, go. Nobody will even notice you're missing. Shh. They'll know where to find
a really
you.
thin piece of aluminum will start a fire. Yeah.
She said, okay, driving now. I love it. See it?
See what? Well, I'm not looking.
It says, okay, driving now.
Oh, okay. I had to switch. I've only got the one monitor tonight, so I'm a little missing out on some stuff.
I was going to tell you, Amanda, I can send you some mullins. A great friend of mine sent me a bag full. It's been amazing. No, on a serious note, though, the mullein really, really helps. I've done the tea a couple of times now, and it's really, really improved symptoms. But I really hope you start feeling better very quickly, no matter what it is.
Built on the Rock Homestead says just a 9-volt or any size battery. Any battery has the potential. AA and AAA batteries are 1.5 volts. So the 9-volt is equivalent to 4 of those. No, 6 of those. And the posts of a 9-volt battery are on the same side of the battery. So it can bump up against stuff. That's the real danger in a 9-volt. Any battery can do it.
Yeah, it completes the circuit a whole lot faster.
That's it. It completes the circuit. That's exactly right.
I mean, you can do it with a AA battery, but it has to be positioned just right on the top and the bottom of the battery and complete the entire circuit, which is less likely, but it can happen.
It's far easier to accidentally start a fire with a 9-volt.
Lori says she's walking down the road with a lantern.
Oh, be careful with the lantern. It's a fire, right?
Should I use a snow? Wait, where'd it go? Should I use a snow shovel and just push all my clutter out the front door for fire safety?
I don't remember the voltage of C's or D's. Are they also 1.5? I think they are, but I'm not
6
sure.
6-volt will work. Our larger will work better than AAA, AA, C, or D.
Yeah, to start a fire on purpose. Yeah.
That's what I thought. Any metal can make it start a fire with a 9-volt. I think it's any metal, but it's the small pieces that are even worse.
Yeah, that's the resistance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Battery lantern. Lori said it's a battery operated lantern. I bet that would be nice to do, though, to just go for a walk with a lantern. Although I think the mosquitoes might carry me away here.
All right, so on the subject of campfires, surround your campfire with a rock ring and bare dirt. Keep loose dirt on hand to cover the fire if it starts to travel. But it won't travel with enough foresight, or enough preparation ahead of time. If you prepare the site properly, your fire won't travel, but just in case.
Lori said it's a quiet country road, no bugs. Well, it doesn't matter where you go here, there's bugs.
I don't know what that means, no bugs.
Yeah, I know. Anne Marie says my car headliner smoldered because my daughter left a magnifying mirror in the back seat.
Oh, yeah. See, that's one thing I did not put in here. I thought about it, but I didn't put it in here. All the things that you can start a fire with are potential fire hazards.
Glasses are one of them.
Magnifying glasses, a magnifying mirror, all those sorts of things. They could accidentally start a fire if you're not careful.
Some prescription glasses can do it too.
Loose cattle salt will put out a chimney fire. I'm not even familiar with what loose cattle salt is. Oh, wait. Is that like what salt blocks are made of? Like a salt lick? Yeah, that's got to be what he's talking about. Got scared and pulled into the firehouse. They said they'd never seen that before. Wow. Wow. I could see where it could happen, though.
Yeah, reading glasses will do it, too. As a matter of fact, one of our TV shows that we watched last week, me and Abby were watching, they had one of those, it was a firefighter that made a, like, almost like one of those free pantry type things, but he was doing it with books as a, like, community project. And one of the guys left their reading glasses in there and it caught fire.
A broken pop bottle will start a fire at the right angle. Yes. Yeah. All right, Bob.
Yeah. Sean said it's like a salt lick, but loose in a 50-pound bag.
Yeah. Suburban Hillbilly says if you think you've got your campfire completely out, put a dry stick in it and wait an hour. You'd be surprised. Yeah, that's one thing that I did not put in the list, but should be mentioned. Make sure before you abandon a campfire, make sure it is completely out.
And you can do that by covering it with some dirt.
Right. Keep outdoor cooking fires contained and follow local ordinances. Going back to the vehicle, like what Anne Marie mentioned a second ago, a cigarette lighter can explode in a hot vehicle. I've seen that happen too.
That happens a lot down here because the heat's so high.
Yeah. If you have a Zippo lighter, when you're refilling it, be sure to clean up any spilled fluid before striking.
Oh, Built on the Rock says they're outside because it's a better signal, but the mosquitoes are showing up. Oh, I can about imagine.
Hello, Stuart.
Five Virgin, that's a very, very good recommendation too. Leaking bleach and ammonia and other chemicals.
Yeah, bleach and ammonia though, when they mix, they make a toxic
It's a toxic gas, but
gas. That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, that's not a fire hazard, but it is a hazard. It's a health hazard. But there are chemicals that can mix. What is it? No, I'm not going to mention those because I could get flagged for trying to help people make explosives. I'm not going to do that.
But
What's a good burn gel? For sure, anything based around aloe vera, for sure.
Yeah. Aloe is great for burns.
Clean range vents of grease and clean your dryer vents. Yes, dryer vents, for sure.
I'm on Abby all the time for the dryer vents. I knew Amanda was going to have something.
Abby is bad about not cleaning the lint catcher.
Right.
But the lint can still get through that and clog up the exhaust of the dryer, the whole pipe.
I knew Amanda was going to have some type of a natural medicinal. Get the baby oil gel with lavender and chamomile from the Dollar Tree. Excellent mosquito repellent. I've heard too that the beautyberry leaves, not only are they a mosquito repellent, but they're a fire ant repellent.
Oh, really?
I read that on the LSU Ag Center site today. They did a whole article on the American beautyberry.
Next on my list is avoid spilling gasoline when refilling a mower, chainsaw, etc. Never refill a hot engine.
Yeah, my grandma actually had a mower catch on fire from that.
That's not funny, but it's funny.
It was funny afterwards, but
Christine?
Yeah.
Here's another one that I've seen happen. Do not park a hot or running vehicle, a vehicle, mower, tractor, etc., on dry grass. The exhaust heat can ignite it. Hey, Warren.
Henry said lavender oil is also good for burns.
Oh, that's good to know.
I did not know that.
Suburban Hillbilly says, I've had two friends here, their house struck by lightning. They thought they were clear sometime past before they realized their house was burning inside the walls. Wow. Hopefully they had decent outcomes. And the last thing I have on my list here, and we can continue just chatting afterwards, is keep combustible materials well away from welding. If you're welding, you're throwing sparks. I've seen the interstate, here between the lanes has rows of pampas grass, and all of that was on fire from welding. Also, we responded to fire in a roof a shopping center roof, and that was from, well, that one wasn't welding though. That one was, they had the torch and all, and they were installing the tar on the roof, and they ended up causing a fire in the wall.
We actually responded to one with the volunteer fire department. Somebody mopped their floors and hung the wet mop on the outside of the house on
Oh yeah,
the halogen lights.
yeah.
It dried the mop
Really dried it.
and their house. It dehydrated everything. Okay, this one was, it's not a silly question. Do you have to dilute it in carrier oil? That's talking about the lavender. That I don't know. That would be a Henry or Amanda question.
The fastest and safest way to put out a grease fire in the kitchen, not water. If you can put the lid on the pot, that would be the probably the one with the least cleanup. If it's small enough that you can just put the lid on the pot, that'll smother the fire and you'll be good. Throwing flour on the fire would could put it out. You got a good chance of putting it out. Not coffee creamer for sure, because coffee creamer, believe it or not, is flammable. I'm talking about the non-dairy dry
Yeah, the
powder.
powdered stuff.
Yeah, that stuff is very flammable. Baking soda.
I mean, if it's a grease fire and you throw flour on it, just like use your wooden spoon and start stirring and like quickaroo.
Make a roux.
Amanda, I was asking if, or somebody was asking if lavender oil to use it as a mosquito repellent. Does it need to be cut with a carrier oil, or can you just put it on pure?
Oh, Gail, thank you for that. I was wrong. It's not flour. It is baking soda. So flour is absolutely the wrong thing. My memory did not serve me. Gil, thank you. Campat and family comment. Can you highlight that one?
Yes, I can if I can find it.
Do not throw flour on a fire. The fireman just gave you bad advice. Sorry. Thank you, Gil.
So it should be baking soda.
It is only baking soda, yeah. Arthur's here.
Put that up there as a reference.
Arthur says, one item covered in part of my fire safety training was that about pocket lighters. They showed cases where the lighters explode inside pockets from welding sparks. Wow. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm fired. Carol just fired me. Yeah, flour silo explode. I didn't know. I've never seen a flour silo explode, but I have seen a grain silo explode, and it's basically the same thing, right? So yeah. Halon should put out any fire. Yeah, but get your hands on a Halon fire extinguisher. It's not easy.
I caught myself on fire using a grinder on metal.
Oh my goodness! Stop, drop, and roll.
Dust explosion. Speaking of that, sawdust is really flammable.
Yeah.
And so are cattails. Like if you take apart the cattails, it's like tiny little particles, and man, it goes poof. It's great.
Yeah. The Lacassine Homestead says we are 30-minute response time for emergency services. There are fire extinguishers all over the house. Good idea. Yeah, that's
wow.
Yeah.
Lori, that's a great idea. I give fire extinguishers as wedding gifts.
That is a good idea. Yeah, the smaller the particle, the more surface area it has and the more flammable it is.
Sober up for playing with tools, bub.
That goes back to Warren said dust explosions. So that's
Yeah.
what
Oh, I've been told the volunteer department out here will help with evacuation and just let everything burn.
I'm in a forest. Oh wow.
Wow. Big dreams. You should have probably a 50 to 100 feet of like everything cleared around your house in case of a fire. To, the forest doesn't catch your house on fire or vice versa.
Hey, Michigan daffodil. If you're buying extinguishers, buy the next size up. Sucks to run out when the fire is almost out. Yes, that's absolutely true.
Yeah, that would suck.
When you're using a fire extinguisher, the acronym to remember is PASS, P-A-S-S, and it's pull the pin, pull the pin, aim at the base of the fire. That's the A. Squeeze the trigger, and sweep. Sweep side to side.
You almost got the acronym wrong, too.
Almost did, yeah. Gil would have corrected me. I welcome correction, though. I do. I welcome it. If I'm wrong, then I absolutely need to be, especially in a situation like that. Do not throw flour on a grease fire. That needed to be corrected, and I appreciate that. Pay cut. Turn fire extinguishers upside down several times to keep the powder loose, especially if you live near a freeway or railroad tracks, because the vibration causes it to compact. It's a good idea. Have I had a busy shift? Yes, because some of the trucks were in training today. The rest of the trucks that were still in service had to pick up the slack. So we've been on five runs today. Fortunately, we got turned around on all of them. They were not real. I'm not going to say not real emergencies, but they were not ones that we needed to act on. But this cycle, though, started Wednesday of last week. Wednesday, we had a pretty quiet day. Friday, we had a structure fire, a house fire. And worked again Saturday. Before shift change at 6 a.m. Shift changes at 6 a.m. And we had a fire. I want to say it was about 4:30 in the morning on Sunday morning before leaving. And then Monday we had a structure fire, and we were called to a barricade situation where we had to use our ventilation fan to ventilate the house after they tear gassed it. So,
Michigan said that's why you're stumbling on your words. I recognize that connection.
So I was like standing next to the big old SWAT vehicle. That was really cool. Let me see if I've got a picture here on my laptop of that. Nope. Okay.
That was a pretty big vehicle, though. Those are kind of cool.
It was taller than my fire truck. Let me see. See if I can do this without affecting the stream, because I know I have it on my phone. Yeah, there it is. I'll move it to my computer because we're on StreamYard tonight. I can share it there. Yeah, there we go. All right, let's see.
Fire department is 2 miles down the road from me.
There it is. That a big old thing. Look at my fire truck on the whole far right of the screen there. That thing's huge.
That's a massive vehicle.
Yeah, and you can't really
I would
tell at this
not
angle.
want that thing coming to my house.
Can you see my clicker there?
Hmm.
Okay,
I
up
can.
here. Up here is like a place for a person to sit. I don't know if this is equipped with a weapon up there or not, but a person was sitting up there at one point. Right up here. So crazy.
Yeah, it's as tall as the house. It looks that way anyway.
Yeah.
I
I want one. Yeah, right.
want one, right?
Close all this. All right. Okay.
You said Gil's going live tonight?
Yeah, Gil is going live in about 15 minutes. Gil,
Gil,
what
what's your
channel are you
topic
going
on
live on?
tonight?
What?
I asked him what his topic is.
Oh, I saw it, but I forgot. Help us out, Gil. Or if, as a matter of fact, if you want to, go ahead and
Right,
share
Sean.
a link to that live stream that's coming up next.
If you see that thing coming, get out of the way, all right?
Yeah, I would not want to get run over by that thing. My we've got a district chief that was there with us on scene, and he's a good. I'm 6 foot tall, and I only come up to about his shoulder. This is a tall guy, and he stood next to that vehicle, and it like he was just a little taller than the tiger.
Wow.
Oh, topic is what's on your mind. Yeah, Dave's going to be there too, I believe, at Southern Ohio.
I would hope so, because if not, he's just rattling off topics for somebody else. Road rage would be a thing of the past if driving that
Right.
SWAT vehicle. Yeah, exactly. Because you would win every battle. You would, I mean, there wouldn't be a battle. I mean, it's like squish, you're done.
Done. Yeah.
Oh, Camp Patton put up the link. Awesome.
There you go. Thanks for that, Gil.
I didn't want to switch tabs tonight because I'm running off of our Wi-Fi here. And I didn't plug directly in because I didn't want to mess with all that. So I didn't want to start clicking around and Lori's fuss at me because I messed up the live again.
Yeah, the Wi-Fi here at the firehouse is down for some reason today. So I am hotspotting my phone with my laptop, and which means I could host the stream from here. But if I get a call and an emergency and I have to go, then I take my phone with me for the GPS, and we would completely shut down the stream that way because it would disconnect from the laptop.
Okay, great question. Michigan Daffodil asked any news on Kate and David. I know that David has an upcoming heart catheter. I want to say it's on the 9th. So it's either tomorrow or the 9th. The 8th or 9th. I can't remember. Is it tomorrow? It's not a surgery, but it kind of is. It's an outpatient procedure, but they're going in to check for blockages in his heart and possibly put in some stents if need be. I have not talked to Kate today, so it's odd that she's not in the live tonight, but that's okay. I will check in with her either later tonight or tomorrow morning to make sure that, they're okay. And I really wish there was more that I could do, but I have to agree with Kate. Prayer is the most that we can do right now, and that's probably the best thing we can do.
Carol says it's just an odd day. Me and 3 female friends woke up in pain with headaches. That's not the first I've heard people saying that today's been an odd day. Hey, Bill, how you doing? And coincidence, I guess. 10/7. Today is October 7th, so 10/7. Uh, police and fire codes 10/7 means out of service or dead. So, coincidence.
Today's the 1 year anniversary of Delta.
It is. Hurricane Delta hit us this day last year. It was the weaker of the two major hurricanes that hit us. Scan family. Hi there. That's it.
Cajun Homestead?
Cajun Homestead is here, yes.
I missed it. Well, hello there.
In the middle of me blabbing my gums, I said, "Hey, Bill."
Oh, well, I don't listen to everything you tell me, so.
Big surprise.
And you don't listen to everything I tell you.
Thorhaven Farm is here. Yeah, we've had quite a bit of rain lately.
Thank God that's done for a while.
We've been able to only mow patches of grass. And I'm not going to be home until Saturday now because I'm taking overtime tomorrow. We're going to see what we can do about getting the rest of the grass cut because it's getting tall and thick, funky. I drained the boat yesterday. Got a little flat bottom boat that we sometimes ride around the pond in, and it got plugged with just debris. And so I cleared that and got it drained off. It was sitting on the bank all full of water from the rain.
Scan Family says, everyone here is going crazy at the store. We're under a boil water advisory. Glad I'm prepared for anything. As a matter of fact, we were under an advisory yesterday, day before.
That's the other thing I wanted to mention. Talking about stores. Now that the supply issues, supply shortages and stuff has gone mainstream. Now CNN has picked it up, and other mainstream news outlets have started talking about a breakdown in the supply system. Now things are going to get crazy, I'm afraid, or I predict, because now everyone is seeing it, and there are some people out there that only take CNN's word for things. So if CNN is telling them that there's breakdowns in supply chain, then I expect more outages on the grocery store shelves. But not just grocery store though. Stock up on your animal feed. Get ahead. 6 month supply of anything that you need is a great starting point.
Big Dream said, I bought a ton of rice and beans this month. It's about all the extras I could afford. That's perfect though. You can really stretch some rice and beans, especially like red beans or black eyed peas. We really need it. Did we do a video on that?
On what?
Red beans and rice.
No, I did black eyed peas and rice, but it's the same recipe.
Okay. But yeah, we actually, somebody was digging around the industrial area here, which is a mile or two up the road, and busted one of the main water lines a few days ago. Our water wasn't out here, but it was very low and very murky looking. So as soon as I got a chance, I filled up some gallon water jugs with what I could while I had somewhat pressure, and I ran some through the Alexa Pure, the water filter system, and so I had that ready to go. I had gallon jugs of water everywhere, just as extras. We have some stocked up, but this was these I can run through the water filter and have extras without having to break into some of my supplies right away.
Oh, nice. A cup of coffee as your icon. I like it.
Oh, that's awesome.
We're getting real close to time here. We want to get out in time for for
That's what I'm wondering too,
real
Amanda.
life.
They're saying there's going to be a lot of like product shortages around Christmas time, so they're urging people to purchase Christmas gifts now.
Hmm. I
Is
can't
that
say whether
to try to boost the economy or whatever? I don't worry too much about that because we don't like go all out for Christmas.
we can sit here and speculate all day, and there's nothing wrong with speculating as long as we call it speculating. But there's no telling, no telling what they're up to, what's manufactured, what's real. You know, who knows?
Did you see Arthur's post?
Since there's a possibility that my son may have been released for refusing the bug juice, I've been stocking up. Actually, okay, yeah. Bought an Alexa Pure water bottle. Eyes to was yeah, it was Tori with Eyes to See. She had sent us that Alexa Pure, which is very similar to the Berkey, and we love that thing.
Oh, I absolutely love it. Yeah, Anne Marie said I don't do commercialized Christmas at all, like zero spent. I spent a little bit last year on decorations. That wasn't for me. That was for Abby. Abby requested, and she just wanted to decorate the house. It's I don't know. It's more of a warm, cozy feeling, I guess.
Yeah,
We don't normally buy each other gifts and things like that, but she's taking that when she goes, when she moves out. That's got to go with her.
Okay, last minute prayer requests. We got about 3 minutes left.
Homemade and thoughtful. That's the Christmas gifts I like the
best.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We've done a couple of years with my family, and like the only stipulation was it was handmade. You know, whatever your gift was, we would pull names or whatever, and it had to be handmade. We got some of the most awesome gifts that way.
Thorhaven says I ordered a quick detach double hay spear mount for my tractor today. 8 to 18 weeks for delivery. Holy crap! That's because all those cargo ships are waiting in the ocean. That's ridiculous.
Well, not only that, but the post office is claiming that they're going to slow down deliveries because they're trying to keep up. There's a worker employee shortage. People don't want to work.
They don't need to work. They're getting paid anyway.
Well, yeah.
You can still do Christmas decor without spending money. Absolutely, you can.
Yeah. Well, I'm not all that crafty. So look, I can't draw stick figures. Y'all don't want me to make crafts. I mean, the post office is justifying raising rates. Everybody is trying to justify raising rates.
Oh, they're absolutely trying to justify all of the inflation all the way around.
Mm.
We're gonna head out here in just a second, guys. Thank you so much, so much for hanging out with us. Again, thanks to all of our moderators and our channel members and to our subscribers. Thanks so much for hanging out with us and all the support that you give us. You got anything you want to add, Amy?
I'm sorry, I was reading the chat. I wasn't listening to you.
Typical.
Husband's coworkers. Got it.
All right. We're going to say goodnight and God bless. Everybody take care. Yeah, Gil's live stream. There it is right there in the chat. Anne Marie, Big Dreams Homestead added it there. So.
Wait, what?
Gil's live stream.
Oh, Gil's live. Okay. Yeah. Next week, when we're live, we should be able to be live for longer because Brett will be on his 7 days off.
Right.
So be prepared.
We'll have to talk about a good topic for next week.
Yep.
So
So you
guys,
have been warned.
thanks again.
All
Good
right,
night.
guys.
God bless.
Have a great week. We'll see you next week.